Welcome to another edition of TechWatch. We keep an eye on tech so you don't have to. Brought to you by NetworkProvidersInc.com. I'm Sam Bushman. Jay Harrison with me. Welcome,
Howdy, Sam.
sir.
How's it going?
It's going great, except for, man, when the mainstream press starts to tell you there's problems, then I'm kind of going, oh, no. So this is the biggest news organization in the state of Utah, which I live in, called KSL News. And, man, they're reporting voice phishing scams are on the rise.
Yes, they are.
Individuals, businesses, government agencies, they're posing, this is interesting, as IT help desks, Jay. And now they're accessing sensitive information that way. Cybersecurity experts from Salt Lake City, and then there's this Able Security Company or whatever. They're saying, hey, you've got to be careful of these scams. You've got to really not just pay attention to the caller. You've got to literally verify the contacts independently before you give them any information. I know they sound legit. I know you believe them. I know they seem to have a lot of information at their fingertips. But you got to be very, very careful with this. They say any unsolicited call that asks for any personal or financial data, you got to, hey, stop it. You can't use the callback feature either. Don't use the callback feature because the number's bogus oftentimes.
That's right.
Major banks, tech companies, they're asserting that they will never solicit you by giving you or asking for account details like that via unsolicited calls. They just won't do it. I agree, but it's very hard, and it's getting harder because it's even the right voice. Sometimes it looks like it comes from the right place. You have got to, as Jay says, you've got to go back to, let's say it's a credit card call. Hey, man, just hang up on them. Don't talk to them, just hang up. And then go get your credit card in your hand and look on the back of it or whatever, get the 800 number or whatever your known bank phone number is. Go to the website of your bank if you need to or whatever. But the best bet is to get your bank statements or whatever and look on there for the number that you know is legitimate. Always go back to legitimate phone numbers. I don't care if it's someone says you owe a bill and it's your internet provider. Look, go to your internet provider independently. Never use the channels provided by these people that contact you. Jay?
That's right. That's exactly right. You should call them directly. Now, however, on that flip side, I think it's going to be incumbent on these providers, credit card providers and bill providers, to stop with the giant phone trees, to stop when I make a call to them. I've got to be on hold for half an hour before I can get something done. For example, if somebody's going to call and scam and you want a way to just verify that isn't a problem, everybody looks at, oh, I got to call my credit card company. Like, man, when am I going to do that? I'm going to have to do that over lunch or something.
Work or something.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's such a hassle. So they've got to fix that stuff. They've got to fix the call in, the wait time. There's ways to handle this now with IVRs that are AI generated to where things can handle like that. Like an AI should be able to say, you should be able to pick up the phone instantly when you dial, say, hey, this is Jay Harrison, account number, whatever. Have you guys tried to contact me? And they can say, no, everything's good on your account. We're not trying to contact you at all. Boom, you're done. You're out of there. That's things you got to
And
fix.
you're out of there, and you can ignore any requests. On the other hand, if it says, oh, yes, we've been trying to contact you, Jay Harrison, you need to, then boom. So there's ways to solve this, but I agree. We, the people, need to be very savvy in which return channels we use. Always go to known channels, people.
I'll also
say these companies need to take the steps to make sure that we can clearly, easily get the information that we need.
Yeah, and in business nowadays, if you're an accountant, you're the CFO or the comptroller or whatever of a company, even if it's a smaller business company, if you've got big bank accounts and things that you handle, or you handle thousands or millions of dollars in transactions, you should have certain keywords or certain protocols set up. Like, hey, if the CEO is going to text you and say, I need a money transfer here, like he needs to do kind of the two-factor authentication. Maybe he needs to text you. Maybe you need to call him back on his number, not the number he called from. There's going to be some accountability on you to get that done. Even if it sounds like him, there's got to be a little bit of distrust at first and some keywords or other ways that you need to have a two-factor way to make sure you're talking who you think you are.
Yeah, because I can use AI to sound like Jay.
Yeah.
See what I mean, people? So be very careful. All right, I don't know if you're signing up for this thing, but I'm certainly not. There's a company called, what is it, Coos AI? Kuse, Kuse AI. Is that how you say it?
Yeah, I think so.
They developed this thing called Junior. So Kuse AI is the company. Junior is their, I guess it's a new AI coworker designed for businesses. And I guess they can manage all kind of work processes for you, Jay. So it's $2,000 a month for this baby, though.
Wow.
And what's interesting to me about this thing is this is supposed to, be compared to a worker. So you're only paying 25 or 24 grand a year for this worker instead of, whatever a worker costs.
Yeah.
Now, how do you say this guy's name that developed this?
You can hire a part-time worker for that amount easily. Like, come on.
No, but this is full time. This is 24/7. The dude never gets tired. Junior doesn't get tired, buddy.
Yeah.
But how do you say this guy's name?
I'm looking for the name. I'm not seeing it.
It starts with an X. Something Wu.
Oh,
anyway,
yeah.
Zycom?
Zhaokan Wu. I don't know.
Wu.
I don't know the Chinese pronunciation.
Anyway, there's the guy. But anyway, so this Junior thing costs $2,000. Company claims, starting from March 13th, I guess, over 2,000 companies have already showed interest in Junior. I guess they got fully booked demo slots. It costs $500 just to sign up for the pre-demo thing. Junior's equipped with its own phone number, email, Slack account, and it can basically join all these different things. It can act across teams and across departments and everything. It'll actively manage tasks for you.
I don't know that I trust that.
You don't have to do prompts or anything, Jay. It just knows what to do for you, buddy. Come on, the actual product is described as a task manager, a follow-up agent, a CRM updater, a Slack/Zoom participant. You got to add teams to that. Come on, Junior.
Yeah.
Escalation assistant, and so on. Anyway, I don't even know how to respond to that thing. It's weird.
Okay, so I don't know where all this data is going, where it's being kept. I would feel better if you had your own.
You're asking all the questions you don't need to ask, buddy.
Yeah, I know. Don't look under the hood. Don't look behind the curtain at the magic. Yeah,
come on.
Imagine this thing being in. If you're in a boardroom or you're in, a business and you've got proprietary information, this thing just has hooks into everything. I don't know. I don't trust this kind of stuff.
I wouldn't trust it either. I would recommend against it. I know it sounds good. And, hey, in 10, 20, 30 years after AI proves itself to be stable and everything, here's my fear, though. I mean, when it starts updating things and escalating things, and just think about when you get on a call list that you don't want to be on for whatever reason, Jay, how hard it is to get off that thing.
Mm-hmm.
They even tell you don't press the button to get off of it. All that'll do is tell the bad guys that you're real and that you should stay on it, right?
Yeah, that is true. It's catch 22.
Just saying, how do you deal with it? But when this thing escalates, pretty soon it'll be like ratting on employees. It'll be like, man, Jay didn't attend the meeting that Sam had.
Yeah, no, I sent my AI instead. You see this today. I've been on calls with even 20 people, and there'll be 3 or 4 AI assistants also logged into the call, recording the call, transcribing the call. You probably seen that yourself.
Summarizing the call, Jay.
Yeah.
Giving me my to-dos from the call. Why do I need to be there?
It's already happening. So, yeah.
Anyway, I just found that interesting. There's Junior for you. $2,000. Get in line, people. $2,000 a month for this baby.
You think you should have
no way.
A more professional name than Junior. Hey, guys, we got Junior on the call. I don't know.
Yeah, what would you call it, Jay?
I don't know. I'd call it Zach or something cool like that,
I'd call it Zambot.
Zamba.
All right, enough of that. But here's the deal. Minecraft is in the news. And so, people are saying that Minecraft takes too much time, Jay. So I was thinking you could just have Junior play Minecraft for you, too.
Yeah, actually, people are doing that. That's a whole other topic.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, Minecraft has released a free downloadable. What do they call this thing? I don't even know how to do this.
Lessons in Good Trouble?
Yeah, what does that mean?
I don't know. It provides an educational experience on significant civil rights movements.
Yeah, dude. So see that, when you get into civil rights, dude, it gets dicey fast, right?
I guess. I don't know.
So
the world's available. This is actually the first I've read of or heard of this. So the world's available on Minecraft Marketplace. Players can interact with social figures such as Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks, and participants in the Greensboro Lunch counter sit-ins. They can explore scenes from Edmund Pettus Bridge in Selima. or Selma.
Yeah, Selma. That's right. It's Selma, Alabama, buddy. Come on.
Yeah.
I cut up on your black history. What's wrong with you?
No,
This was where black people got really abused, and it was a sad day, and it was wrong. And, again, all this stuff gets into racial stuff. And remember how I said be very careful because the bots are going to be training us?
right.
This is that, my friend. Or that is this. What do you...
Well, this is I don't. I guess it's the free
dude.
it's downloadable, but you already have to pay for Minecraft because this is a DLC, which is like downloadable content.
So the point is that you pay for Minecraft, then they'll give you this free content. It's developed with support from a group called Teaching Tolerance. It was launched back in 2020 with a donation of the NAACP, Legal Defense Fund, and they've got over 10 million downloads on this baby, and they're going to be instructing you and teaching you how to deal with this. Now, listen to this. It's targeted at students ages 8 to 14. And anyway, I find this interesting because I'm telling you right now, they're already having the bots start training you. Now, this is very intentional. You know what you're signing up for and downloading, but how long will it be till it's not so obvious what's being done?
I guess it's an interesting way as an activist or whatever to partnership with this and get it in there. It says the experience starts at a Black Lives Matter protest and ends at a Black Lives Matter plaza.
Yeah.
So, that's it's interesting.
It's strange. I agree, and it's concerning. That's why I say Sambot is going to teach everybody about tech, Jay. It's just going to make sure you become a tech wizard.
Yeah, there is some really cool stuff that Minecraft has been doing in all kinds of realms. There's an educational version of Minecraft where you're literally mixing chemicals and formulas, and so I think that there's a lot of avenues for things like this and everything else.
All right, this goes along exactly with what we're talking about. Headline: Cameras are using AI chatbots for financial extortion. I guess they're using methods like prompt injection targeting. And I don't know, they're manipulating free workflows to get this done and everything else. So scammers are really out of control with this thing. And criminal activities involved, I guess, embedding crypto transfer prompts or instructions, if you will, in community descriptions or chatbot interactions. So now pretty soon, hey, if you're not very careful, man, Junior's going to be like, hey, I'm just going to transfer your cash, Jay, your crypto cash somewhere else. Experts from NVIDIA and all over the place are highlighting the susceptibility of this stuff. I don't even know how to respond to this, Jay. I mean, pretty soon everything's going to be so automated, you're not going to know what the heck's going on. Concerns are growing, they say, with the ease of which chatbots can be used to commit financial crimes. I'm a little bit worried about how active these bots are being in terms of escalating and doing all these things. One more segment. Hang on. All right, ladies and gentlemen, your screens might look weird, but we're highly recommending you upgrade to iOS 26, released last month, Jay. It's weird screens, isn't it?
Well, it's got some new call screening features that are built into that version of iOS.
But it's also got those weird screens. What are those things called?
Are you talking about the liquid glass?
Yeah, it's got liquid glass, so a lot of people are not liking that.
A lot of people don't use that.
They turn it off?
Yeah, I have turned it off. I mean, and if you have set some of those settings and stuff previously, it doesn't usually just dump you into it. You've got to kind of elect for it. Maybe if you're starting a new phone, it's automatically on. I'm not sure, but I see a lot of people's iPhones, and I see very few, and it's usually the younger people that are running that liquid glass because it makes everything very monochrome looking and stuff. And I don't know about you, but I don't like that feature because I look for icons by their color, and so I don't
You're
use
just
it
old
like
school,
that.
Jay. Come on.
I know. Grew up on Windows
Anyway,
95.
iOS 26 though does have some interesting call screening tools for the iPhone, Jay.
It does. So it allows the iPhone to screen calls from unknown callers without ringing the handset. They've tested this feature. Uses Siri, asks callers to identify and their purpose. Users can see a transcript of the interaction and respond accordingly. Google offers a similar feature for the Pixel phone. Users have expanded its availability to additional countries, including Australia, Canada, and Ireland. And it's kind of interesting. I like how Apple is doing this where you can send people to voicemail and you could see reminds me of the old days with answering machines. You used to do this all the time. You don't want to answer the phone. You just sit and listen to the answer machine. It would pick up, give its message, and
Hey,
you'd
Jay,
hear the
it's
caller
Sam.
talking.
I want to know if you want to do TechWatch this week. And you're like, pick it up. Yeah, hey, let's do that. That's great.
Yeah, exactly.
Or
you'd be like, heck no,
I don't want to talk to Sam.
it's kind of like that.
And I think it's really cool, and I think these features are great. I do not like being on the other end, though, and getting these bots all the time.
Yeah, but I see the reason and the purpose.
I get it, but when I call you, though, I don't want you to be like, who are you? What do you want? I'm hostile to you. I hate you until you tell me that you're okay.
Yeah, but see, it won't happen like that, right? So if Sam's calling me, my phone's going to show it's Sam Bushman. I talk to him all the time. I'm going to know. It's only if you're calling me.
But what if I don't know you and I'm calling you for a legitimate reason?
Well, then you're going to have to start leaving that on the voicemail.
Let's say your kids are in school and I'm the principal and I'm like, hey, Johnny's not doing great on math. I really need you to help him at home a little bit. And then I get this kind of hostility from your deal. It's kind of weird.
It's not hostility. It's protecting me from spam. And the reason is both Apple and Google, they have represented advances over apps that have relied on database of scam numbers, but robocallers are circumventing this by spoofing different numbers now. So despite improvements, challenges remain.
So if they spoof my number, I'll let them right on through to you, Jay.
It will, yeah, but I mean, what's the likelihood that they know that, right? But I see this neighbor spoofing. We see it all the time. Haven't seen it for a long time. Recently, in the last week or two, I've seen it a lot. I'm getting calls from both my area code and my local prefix, the next 3 numbers, and then a random 4 numbers after that. And almost every time, because people don't have the same area code or prefix that I do, because it was a bunch of landlines. Nobody on cell phone has that anymore, except for people that have ported numbers over. So I almost always know when I see that unless it's actually one of my neighbors with a landline, this is a spam call, and it almost always is. And so far in the last week or two where I've been getting these, it has been.
Yeah. Anyway, very interesting. I just think I might just be the guy that says you can't contact me unless you email me. If I get an email, then I'll call you back or whatever.
Email? What is that, Sam? That's so old school.
Yeah. I know, but I'm just saying, out of all the communications in the world, if I had to pick only one, I'd probably pick email, Jay.
I would too. Email, I like the best. It's been around the longest. It's the most compatible. It's the most similar to the correspondence that we've had for hundreds of years, right?
It's light, meaning that it's just a simple blast of data burst to get the email to you. It's not heavy. Like if you do voice and all this kind of stuff, it's all heavy. It's like you got to have a lot of bandwidth and all this kind of stuff. It's light. It's simple.
It's asynchronous.
It can be almost real time if you email back and forth quickly if people are sitting there like a chat, but yet it can be delayed, as you mentioned, with the asynchronous idea. So there's just a lot to it. And I might just be like, hey, if you want to contact Sam Bushman, you've got to email me.
And then the only problem then is keeping up with your emails, right?
Yes.
Sam's good at it. Sam's better at it than I am. I'll tell you that.
Well, and not everybody's good at it. But the reason I bring this all up, though, is this. Cybersecurity tip: was your email hacked, Jay? Email account takeovers, believe it or not, represents 38% of the fraud happening online these days, they say. But how do you know you're a victim? We got 5 telltale signs, Jay.
Okay. The first one is weird emails. Suddenly you start getting reply emails from people you don't know or from people you don't have anything to do with. And these emails are sent to them, look like they're coming from you, and they're replying to it. Another is
sometimes it might be an email from Sam, but Jay's just like, dude, this isn't Sam.
Yeah.
Okay? There's just no way Sam talks like that, or Sam doesn't send photos, or whatever weird tweaks. That's what weird emails should be always a big tip off. No matter what the different unique weirdness is, when it's weird, pay attention, right?
Exactly. Number 2 is a new signature. Some type of crazy signature shows up that you don't recognize from somebody, or maybe your phone, or on your own email. Maybe your phone.
Like if you got a signature that said the only way you can contact Sam is by his emails. Only way to contact Sam is with email.
And now there's a new website.
And then you know that, hey, that's weird, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
A red flag for sure. Number 3, profile changes. If your profile gets changed, maybe a new method of authentication is added, or maybe a new phone number gets added. That's a red flag.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. And what you might want to do whenever that happens, too, instead of just trusting that, they've updated their phone number or whatever else, give them a call on the old number, or give them a email to the old email address or whatever, and just say, hey man, did you really change your email address?
Exactly.
Or call them. I mean, I'm mad. These days we mentioned this, I guess, last week on the show. The younger generation are just hesitant to even call somebody. You tell me you want me to pick up the phone and talk to somebody? Yes, I do, because
panic attack sets in.
It's the best way for safety, though.
Yeah, another one is auto forwarding. Watch out for this. It's pretty obvious, but if a new auto forward rule gets applied, sending all your messages that contain a certain word to a weird external email address, I mean, you know that you've been hit by that. I will say one thing about Gmail. It does alert you for a while if you've ever set up an auto forward. Usually for a week or two, it will occasionally alert you that, hey, all your mail is being forwarded to such and such. Just make sure that you're cool with that. So that's a pretty handy feature.
Well, it's like then you get this little song playing in your head. You've been hit by a smooth criminal.
Yeah, Michael Jackson.
There you go. All right, 5.
Password changes. If you notice a number of password change requests coming into your email box from social media, cloud service providers, or other online tools, this is an attacker trying to get to your other accounts. It also probably means that you've done password reuse and you've used the same email and password combination at multiple sites. So if you see these signs, call us immediately. Got any questions? We can help.
So we're talking about networkprovidersinc.com. They can provide assistance for this. If somebody forwarded these ideas to you, well, we're telling you about it on the radio or video. You can go to npitechguys.com and you can sign up for these tech tips too. And I think they're really good to kind of help people think through this. They're great reminders. What a lot of companies are doing now is they're taking these tech tips that we give them and they're basically sending them out to their staff. So just imagine having an email like this and you send it to your team and it's like, hey, you know what? These are just things to look through and remind. And what I do to companies that I consult for, Jay, is I basically put like an email out like that says, hey, your cybersecurity tip was your email hacked. Here's ways to prevent it or things that you should be careful of. And then I put right in the middle of it, just say between like 3 and 4. Free lunch to the first person that emails me. Boom. Yeah, it cost me $10 to buy somebody lunch or whatever, $15 to buy somebody lunch. But
that'll get them
people to start paying attention to the IT stuff, though, right?
Absolutely. They're going to look for those nuggets.
And so, or sometimes I'll say, hey, do you want to go to a free movie? By the way, I don't know if you know this, though, but Network Providers invites people to a free movie, too. You can go watch a movie at the theater for free. They give you the snacks and everything. It's pretty sweet. Check out NPITechGuys.com for details, all right? I'm Sam Bushman. He's Jay Harrison. We like to keep an eye on tech so you don't have to. Thanks for being alongside for the ride. Make it a great tech day, will you? Hey, thanks.